news, today's news.
Hitting the battleground.
You're going to show what a winning team looks like.
She can go to hell.
United Airlines strike threat.
You want to get paid what you deserve.
And SpaceX grounded.
SpaceX has landed successfully 267 times in a row.
Good morning. I'm Cammie McCormick with the CBS World News Roundup. It's back on the campaign trail for Kamala Harris and her running mate, and more controversy from Donald Trump's visit to Arlington National Cemetery this week. CBS News correspondent Nancy Cordes has the story. Southeastern Georgia is Republican territory, but Vice President Harris and her running mate Tim Walz are rolling through anyway. Polls show Harris has pulled even with former President Trump in this battleground state, and her campaign says 35,000 volunteers have signed up in Georgia since Harris became the nominee last month. So far, she has stayed mum on the controversy over her opponent's visit to Arlington National Cemetery on Monday. Defense officials tell CBS News that some Trump staffers got, quote, aggressive when a cemetery official tried to prevent them from bringing a campaign photographer onto the grounds. Federal law prohibits election-related activity in the cemetery. The Trump team insists their cameraman was invited by the family members of Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover, and Hoover's family agreed. They all posed with Trump at Hoover's gravesite Monday, but there was another headstone in the picture belonging to Master Sergeant Andrew Martesano. Martesano's sister said her understanding was that the Trump campaign staffer did not adhere to the rules. We hope that those visiting this sacred site, she said, understand that these were real people who sacrificed for our freedom.
The altercation at Arlington Cemetery is the media creating a story where I really don't think there is one.
Trump's VP nominee, J.D. Vance, sought to shift the focus to Harris.
And she wants to yell at Donald Trump because he showed up. She can go to hell.
Harris hasn't mentioned the Arlington visit. The nationwide listeria outbreak linked to Boar's Head Deli Meats has killed at least 9 people so far. That's according to the CDC. At least 57 people have been hospitalized in more than a dozen states, making it the largest outbreak of its kind since one in 2011, caused by cantaloupe. Barbara Kowalczyk is with the Institute for Food Safety.
When in doubt, throw it out. So if you have deli meat sitting in your refrigerator or, quite frankly, in your freezer, and you don't know where it came from, I would recommend being cautious and not necessarily risking serious illness and throwing it out.
Documents obtained by CBS News show federal inspectors flagged dozens of violations at a Boar's Head facility in Virginia, including mold, mildew, and insects. United Airlines flight attendants have voted overwhelmingly to go on strike. They've been working 3 years without a contract and rallied outside airports yesterday. Aaron Doherty is outside Tampa International.
We don't want to walk out. We love our jobs. We love our passengers. We never want to do anything like that. But it puts the pressure on the company for them to understand that we're serious, and if we have to walk out on a job we love, we will.
The flight attendants want better pay, back pay, better retirement, and job security. One person was hospitalized after a United Airlines flight was diverted to Memphis because of severe turbulence. That flight was headed from Cancun to Chicago. 6 other people on the plane were hurt. The Canadian wildfires last summer did more than just clog up the air for many U.S. cities. They burned 7 times the average area compared to the previous 40 years, and the carbon emissions from those fires were comparable to the annual fossil fuel emissions from the world's largest countries, India, China, and the U.S. Instead of preparing for the launch of the Polaris Dawn mission, SpaceX is now poring over data to try to figure out what went wrong with one of its boosters that toppled over in flames during landing off the Florida coast. The FAA grounded the company's Falcon 9 rockets until an investigation is complete. Space consultant Bill Harwood.
The last time they had a landing failure was back in 2021. This was not, I wouldn't think, a generic problem across the fleet. It probably is a one-off malfunction that hopefully they can get to the bottom of relatively quickly, convince the FAA of that, and resume flying in short order.
Time on the roundup, 4 minutes past the hour.
Well, that's today's news, today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody. It's 58 degrees in Richmond, California.